Hello guys, noong 1956, meron palang grupo ng mga matatalinong estudyante na nag-debate noon sa US about sa the roots of prejudice. And ang mga estudyante ito ay nanggaling sa mga bansang Indonesia, UK, Japan, at ang very own natin from the Philippines. Watch this.
Welcome to our forum discussion on the roots of prejudice. We'll be talking about what our prejudices are, where they came from, how they're nourished, and perhaps even how to get rid of them. Let me introduce you to the core student participants in today's discussion. Ratnati Iskandardinata, high school student, 17 years old, and also a talented dancer from Indonesia. From Japan, Yoriko Konishi, whose lovely voice you've just heard. From time to time, we like you to get a sense of what we do in all those times when we aren't having serious discussions. We very often get Yoriko to dance or sing for us. She does both. From the United Kingdom, 18-year-old Judith Reader. She just got a bit of a cold today. It did not come from swimming in the Atlantic Ocean, although she assures us that when she's in England, she does swim in the ocean during the winter. From the Philippines, Raul Contreras. Raul will be 16 years old, patriotically enough, on the 4th of July. He may admit some prejudices, but one he obviously doesn't have is a prejudice against women, or he wouldn't have been willing to appear tonight with 3 women being the only male on the program. Now, on this question of prejudice, perhaps we ought to start out by trying to define what you think prejudices are. What do you think prejudice is, Ratnati?
I think prejudice is a feeling of hate of people as a group or individual with other people.
You say a feeling of hate. Do you think prejudice is as strong as hate?
Yes. Oh, when there's somebody hears a prejudice, then the answer will be, I hate such and such.
Well, I suppose that is true. What do you think prejudice is, Eureka?
I found that if somebody distinguishes between 2 white men, it is not prejudice. But if somebody distinguishes between a white man and a colored man, it is prejudice.
I would define prejudice as a rigid opinion formed about a certain thing before there has been a just examination of the facts.
When a person loses track of the dignity of the human soul and begins to judge others not on the basis...
Wait, sandali lang. Yung Philippines, tignan mo yung modulation ng boses niya. Talagang mature ang yung dating niya. Tuloy natin.
of their being persons, but on the basis of race, creed, economic status, that is prejudice.
Well, is it fair to ask you whether you have any prejudices?
Well, I guess so, Mrs. Waller, and being brutally frank, I'm prejudiced against Japanese. Well, not to the extent that I hate them, no, not that way, but I got this, well, as a result of World War II, because, well, I guess I was yet too young to understand what happened during those times, but I think that what my relatives and friends and the people who were witness to that unfaithful occasion, well, they just more than justify the fact. And I think it's justified for me to feel the same way because I know that.
Di ba guys, tignan nyo ang galing-galing niya, yung pagsagot niya, ay nakaka-amaze talaga yung voice niya. Talagang, something, iba yung talaga yung dating niya. So, tuloy natin guys.
But my people suffered very much under that rule.
You still prejudiced against the Japanese as you were?
Well, 5 years ago, that prejudice of mine was, slightly fading away. But when Japan stubbornly refused to pay reparations to us, well, this prejudice began to brew again. But now I found out from close contact with Yoriko and other Japanese that Japan isn't ready to pay reparations yet. Because as Yoriko said, some of them, and most of them, even have to suffer the cold in the classrooms because they can't afford to heat the schools.
Eureka, you got any prejudices?
Well, I don't have any prejudice for Filipinos, but many Japanese people hate Korea because the president of the Korea made the line, his own line, on the Republic Sea between Korea and Japan. And if the Japanese fishermen go over the line, they are caught by Korean people, and they can't go home for a while. And we are trying to be friends for Korea.
Now that we started, we better go on around circles. Judith, you got any prejudices that you admit?
Yes, I suppose I'd better admit them, although I'm English. I have some very foolish prejudices, you'll probably laugh. For instance, as soon as I meet a person with red hair, I always put myself on my guard because I have a silly prejudice that all red-headed people have terrible tempers, you know, that they're as passionate as the colour of their hair. Oh, and then I have another silly prejudice. For example, when I first met the Australian delegate, Elizabeth Woodgate, who hasn't been on television, I was shocked by her accent, because to me it sounds just like a Cockney accent would in England. And I hope I'm not conceited or anything, but a Cockney accent in England, you know, most English people would shudder a little bit when they hear it. But she very frankly told me that she shuddered when she heard my accent. I got paid back for that too.
Why did she say she did?
Oh, I think she imagines that, she said she really had to forget my accent in order to like me, because it's too formal. I gather most Americans think right about English as well. So.
But now it's your turn.
Sometimes I can prejudice against the Dutch people when in school when I learned the history and learned how the Dutch people treated Indonesians. And I some other prejudices of my own that I hate people who were proud and who feel that he is the master of the other people and who thinks that he knows everything than anybody else.
Let's come back to you a minute, Ralph. Are there any prejudices in the Philippines between groups of people?
Yes, there are existing prejudices between groups of people. As a matter of fact, most of us still, are prejudiced against a group of hybrids, those who have more Spanish blood than Filipino blood in them, and we term them as mestizos. Well, these incidents usually occur in the school. As you know, I'm in a school run by a Spanish monk, and we have a lot of those of that group studying in our school, and usually they are favored. But we think, we think that we are right in saying that they are sort of aristocratic, conceited, and high-headed, and sore-headed, and all sorts of adjectives, and they have the foolish idea that they have the royal blood or royalty in them.
Well, how do you get along with these boys in school, Ralph? Are there any problems?
Well, frankly speaking, I don't get along with them pretty well. As a matter of fact, we usually fight with one another.
Is there any problem? Yes, Eureka.
O di ba guys, yung Philippines talaga, yung talaga yung sabi nga niya is very aristocrat or diplomat. Magagaling silang apat. Pero I just wonder kung saan na sila ngayon, if they passed away or kung ano na ngayon yung mga ginagawa nila. So guys, ayan, di ba? Sabi ko na nga ba ang gagaling nila. So again, yung full video panoorin nyo lang sa ibang platform, I'm sure. Pero maganda. Hindi na lang natin ito tatapusin, guys. Papanoorin ko na lang. So, anyway, guys, thank you for watching again. So, galing.